To Australia now, where thousands of people have been told they should be ready to leave their homes in low-lying suburbs of Sydney because of the worst flooding the city has seen in decades. 7 emergency shelters have opened across the state of New South Wales. Torrential rain and strong winds are forecast to continue, and floodwaters are not expected to recede before Thursday. Phil Mercer has more.
In New South Wales, officials had warned Sydney was potentially facing a rain bomb. Torrential downpours have turned roads into rivers and fields into lakes. Homes have been swamped and emergency crews have responded to thousands of calls for help. For the first time in years, Sydney's main reservoir is overflowing, putting suburbs at risk of flooding.
We worry about we escape or stay here, we don't know.
Yeah, this is the worst I've seen it. Last year, just after Christmas, it was pretty bad as well, but not this bad.
There's going to be a lot of people that maybe don't get their houses flooded, but they won't get to work. The roads will be wrecked as well.
Across New South Wales, Australia's most populous state, residents in many low-lying areas have been told to leave. Communities to the north of Sydney have been badly affected.
I just want to say to everybody in New South Wales who's experiencing that fear and that anxiety that our thoughts are with you, and we'll get assistance to you as soon as we can to help people communicate and move.
Near the town of Taree, a house was washed away down a river by floodwaters. It's a day the owners will never forget. They were supposed to get married, but the bride and groom were kept apart by the floods. The wild weather has delayed the rollout of COVID-19 vaccinations. More storms are expected in the next few days. Phil Mercer, BBC News, Sydney.
The Australian government has declared a natural disaster in large parts of New South Wales after the worst flooding in decades. Towns and cities across the region have been hit by record-breaking rainfall, which has led to riverbanks bursting and dams overflowing. Thousands have had to flee their homes, including areas around Sydney. Here's Jessica Savage.
The flash flooding that's hit parts of Australia's most populous state, New South Wales, is being labelled as a 1-in-100-year event. Evacuation orders have been issued across northern parts of the state, and it's expected up to 4,000 more people could be asked to leave their homes today as a safety precaution. Emergency services have responded to almost 7,000 calls for help.
Fire rescues, anybody home?
And hundreds have been rescued from the waters. Roads have been flooded, huge tracts of land submerged in water, and Sydney's Warragamba Dam has overflowed for the first time in years. A young couple who'd been due to get married this weekend have had their entire home swept away.
Oh my goodness.
And authorities are warning residents to prepare for more challenges in the days ahead.
Whilst we don't think things will worsen on the mid-north coast, definitely conditions will continue. So the rainfall will continue across the parts that have already been affected.
With the wild weather set to continue for days, emergencies officials have announced that some schools will be closed on Monday and residents are being asked to work from home. Jessica Savage, ITV News.